My name is Dave Percival. I'm related as a grandfather to the kids that are doing this push.
My name is Paul Percival. I'm the eldest of the Percival siblings and one of Dave's grandchildren.
So I'm Simon Percival. I mean, the very original Percival Push was done by my granddad, Dave Percival. And that was a push around Yorkshire. The current Percival Push is probably my stupid idea. I decided I wanted to do something for charity. Didn't know what. Granddad talked about his different pushes. And he said about Cambridge to Amsterdam. Thought, why not? So I went around to tell everyone else that we're doing it. Sort of expecting them to tell me no. And unfortunately, they all told me yes. And so that's how the latest Percival Push came about.
Well, my first thoughts were they're going to have a great difficulty in doing it because it's very hard, 24 hours staying awake. I thought it was mad, even trying to attempt it. But I was very proud of them wanting to attempt it.
So the original Percival Push, not under that name, was an event my grandfather and some of his friends did in the 80s, which we are aiming to recreate now in April next year. This event, the 24-hour push, is an interim event, really, because of the restrictions imposed upon us by the coronavirus more recently. So we kicked off in Sawston at about exactly 7 a.m. And we started at a place called Orchard Park, which is as close as possible to the original starting location for the 80s event.
I told you, I said, I feel like Mum's following me, and I don't know. They're going to question my route when we got there. I thought they were going to get Excel. Have you got the stuff out here? Sam's got. What? Banners? No. Okay. Have you guys got it was stuck so well.
I have done other events as well. I mean, I've done London marathons, ran Norfolk Borders, 250 mile, done Scottish Push, from Butler Lewis to, Rodell, over a mountain. And I would think that is my most memorable one, was doing the push in Scotland that was on Lewis, Isle of Lewis. And I pushed from the Butler Lewis, as I say, to Rodell. But that was done, to raise money for the kids over there, disabled kids, and also the kids over here. So we split the money. And we done well. I mean, I had a lot of coverage. I was ringing back here to Radio Cambridge all the time, and keeping them informed to where I was. The school kids all over there were involved in it. All the schools on Lewis, and also the Icknield School in Sawston, they were involved. So they was interacting with the schools over there as well to see where we were. And I'd done that on my own. Yeah, I had a chap that was a backup, and my wife at the time. They was all there as backup. Obviously we had RAF from Stornoway. When we was going over the mountain as such, they supplied a rescue helicopter just in case something went seriously wrong. But they flew over a few times to see where I was, and it was nice. And a friend of ours who was backup, he was in the helicopter, which I thought that was pretty good at the time. He's in a helicopter and I've got no backup on the ground. So, yeah. And I think at one time, going down this hill or mountain, the chap in the car, they were in the car, they said, God, he's doing over 40 miles an hour down here in a wheelchair. So, yeah, that was the most memorable time.
Then I've got to take What's wrong with Dobby? What's wrong with Dobby? Dobby's wrong with Dobby. Are you driving round with him?
Where are you going? You following or you?
Well, we have to go up.
Everyone?
Have fun.
Ready? Steady? Go.
Good luck.
Good luck.
See you in a couple of hours.
See ya. See ya.
Get my cake ready. Obviously we were meant to be leaving Sawston at 7, so we had a bit of a late start, but only by a couple of minutes, so that was fine. But then when we got into it, it was all right. I had a malfunction.
I don't need to record this.
No, I just turned it on to record it. I managed to push my foot plate into the ground. Because this is the footage the people want. Don't know if you know, but wheelchairs aren't designed to have too much force put through the foot plate. So it's an easy fix, but just an annoying one because it flips you out the chair when you hit a pothole or something. We had our first casualty. Surprisingly, it was me.
That's true.
There you go. What?
I said more often That's his plan.
I wheeled myself over in the foot.
You heard about how he got such bad cramp the other day? He's just setting up the excuses.
I was gonna finish, but then everything broke. Why did I take my gloves off? Have you seen them? I don't have fine motor skills in these, Paul.
Yeah, I have no skills either.
Oh, you guys. Otherwise, I'm just too leg heavy, too intensive. All right, and we're off. I've been getting lots. I've been getting cramp too. We're flying. Oh my God, 24 hours finished. I'm so glad, I'm so proud we managed that.
I can't believe I still have so much energy.
I feel like we could do another 2 hours max.
Can you believe we did all of this?
This is amazing. This is the achievement of the day.
So one of the things we've really noticed as we've been preparing for the event is how difficult it can be to move around in certain locations. So things like drop curbs, bin day is a nightmare for a wheelchair user. And we encountered some of these things on the event as well. So at one point we were merrily going along the pavement.
Yeah.
It's quite narrow there.
Which was getting suspiciously narrower as we moved along.
I'm glad we're not on the other side.
Yeah, narrower. Is there a drop curve?
No.
Go back.
Until we just couldn't move any further. We'd reached the end of our journey because the wall closed in with the pavement and there was no drop curb to get off. There wasn't space on the pavement to turn, which meant we had to just reverse 100 meters until we could find the drop curb. Easier said than done in self-correcting wheelchairs.
Do what I did, which is go back to where it's a little bit wider. Yeah, you're going to need to reverse.
Can you not get through?
Back to the drop curb.
Are you sure? This will be a good bit for the video. Oh, now there's a bike. Emma, how confident are you doing this?
I'm terrified.
Well, do you just go back to the drop curb? Let's go back to the drop curb. We'll go to the drop curb and go up the road that way. No, I was going in front, idiot.
Sorry.
You go behind me. Okay, now go across. I got all of that on the video, don't worry.
It was, I think we had only been about an hour into the day at that stage, so it was a strong effort at the start.
The one that I done as a 24-hour push was in Lincoln at the stadium, and I pushed around the running track there for 24 hours, and it was very tiring, I can assure you. And so I do appreciate, you know, what they're going through. In fact, they had it harder than what I had because I was on a black service, but mine was repetition, round and round and round.
Bet's on the thing starting to close. But go quick. Quick and careful. I'm behind you. I don't want to get stuck there.
Okay, uphill, downhill, across train track.
Good. Abandoned! Abandoned!
I feel like I want to go, but actually there's traffic that's coming here.
Just buses.
Just bigger traffic.
Just big traffic.
At that driveway. She would have looked easier than we
Yeah, it's just hard. Emma, you need to get off of that bit. Yeah. Yeah, the curb at Arthur Rank was challenging. We came through the park and ride car park because Paul said there was a back way into Arthur Rank, so we didn't have to go along the main road. So there's this back passage over there.
there are signs for it.
Oh, yes. There are many signs. What he hadn't realised is that we needed to have gone up on the path around the corner rather than straight through the car park, which meant we had a higher than average curb to get up. Through some teamwork and determination, we all got up there. We had to push Paul up first. Show off.
Emma, do you want to go first and then we'll push you up? Like, Paul got up.
If you went
That way we can stop you falling out the back.
Out of the car. They can wait for us. And then Paul helped Emma up.
Hit the wheels. It's alright, we got you.
She was laughing at us.
Can you do it? Do you need a hand? Little
No,
baby
no.
Adam. Thank you.
It's alright.
Right, now there's no one at the bottom to put the sign on.
I reckon I can do this.
You need to get the wheels up first. little wheels up first. There we go.
Oh fuck, I can't do this. It's so scary. Alright, hang on.
Come back down and push.
And then trying to get me up, probably sending the heaviest person last wasn't the most sensible choice. I tried to go up on my own from the front, it didn't work. Had to go up backwards with the other guys pulling me, even though they started pulling themselves off at the same time nearly.
Don't tell them about this.
I think I recorded it all. Once we were all up there, a car had come into the parking ride car park and the guy driving it was in hysterics. So like, I could just see him just so confused about what he just witnessed. I don't blame him. It was spectacular.
I don't know if you could see us the other side. It's been all right so far. As they keep saying, we had our first incident before we even got out of Sawston. My foot plate fell down and I fell out the chair. But I ran. I didn't get on my face this time. Other than that, we made a good time. Paul had us between 8:30 and 9, and I think it's like, what, 8:45? Something like that. So, there we go.
We headed off towards Arthur Rank Hospice, which is one of the charities we've been raising money for, to meet up with them, have a coffee and just make sure our wheelchairs were in tip-top working order for the rest of the day.
I lost mine. Hi, I'm Carolyn.
Hi, Carolyn.
That was such good timing. I was like, yes. I literally left my daughter. I went,
Nice to meet you. I'm Paul. I've been in touch regularly.
I know. Well, that's it. I thought I've got to come.
We're going to head down into Cambridge, Road, Mount you didn't get it, so I'm just going back up again.
Simon decided to go over these bits, holding up these. I was going to say, it's quite nice that bit far. I have to weight myself forward.
Work smart, not hard. Like that. Slalom.
Or go to the categories.
Do it. Pull an Emma.
Oh god, this is a terrible idea. Oh yeah! Whoa!
What?
This bit doesn't take much navigation.
Who? Huh? I told you. Thank you very much.
Oh no, that's okay. Are you sure? You're right.
Just like to watch him struggle.
I'm going into a hedge. Don't do that.
Emma. Cheers.
What was the question?
What the policy is. Wait, but
Keep your receipt, get full refund.
okay. I think her problem is that she had to stay left but go right.
Two things at once.
Yeah, it threw her off.
Problem. Lady driver.
My kidneys hurt now.
Is that because you could just
Or
imagine being?
my bladder hurts.
I'll go behind you.
The biggest standout moment was probably when I fell out of the chair. That was pretty funny. I leant backwards at the start of going up a bridge. I didn't really think of what I was doing, and obviously I'm already starting to go vertical and leaning back in the chair. I just went straight out the back of it. The look on the cyclist's face next to me when I stood up and got back in the chair was pretty priceless. They didn't really know what to do. that's where I fell out. Before we got there, we had to go through what, I don't know what that common's called, but it's covered in cows. Yeah, and we were very unlucky because, I mean, we'd managed to avoid the cows and the cow mess, and then this last part of the path before we got onto the bridge, they just pooed straight across it, apart from this very small gap. Everyone else got through it okay, but my wheelchair's a bit wider, and I did not. So not only did I fall out my chair moments later, my wheel was covered in cow poo as well. So I wasn't too pleased when I got to the pub. So I had a drink when I got there.
So one of our stops was the Green Dragon pub at Cambridge. And just before that, there's a bridge over the River Cam, which is quite steep. And we'd all been going along very merrily up to this point, around probably about 3 hours or so into the trip. And it's a bit of a pinch point. It's got a gate, which is difficult to navigate up a steep incline. And we'd all done it absolutely fine, apart from Simon, who, as a number of cyclists were coming at him, tried to high-five someone and came straight out of the back of his chair in front of an audience. We're a very sympathetic lot. There was no laughter. There was laughter.
I'm absolutely amazed that they've done it. And Emma, I mean, I'm staggered. She was so strong in that. When I saw her pushing at the start of that push, she's faster than what the lads were. And I couldn't believe it. And she wasn't breathing heavy or anything like that. I don't think she fell out of a wheelchair like some people on the push. Simon. I think the most amusing part was seeing people trying to help him up. And he says, no, I'm all right.
Was that the Green Dragon?
Green Dragon in Cambridge, yeah. Yeah, it was so funny. Yeah. All these people just stared when he was out of the chair.
I bet they were shocked when he just stood up.
Yeah, it's all right, I'm fine. Yeah, it was very funny.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what's the time? What?
1 o'clock.
So we've done 6 hours. What do you mean only? You mean we're already a quarter done? Hey guys, guess what? We're already a quarter done. Already a quarter. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock. We're already a quarter in.
Easy, right?
That's crazy. So, yeah, we went down the guided busway. Been down it a few times in training. It's, I don't know how far it is, but it was a big part of the route. Obviously, we got on it in Cambridge, Cambridge North Station, and just went straight up it up until St Ives. It's great because you don't have to worry about crossing roads or whatever, and it's just a flat-ish path that takes you all the way there. There is a lot of cyclists during the day. I think the most painful part for all of us was keep looking backwards. Every 2 minutes, the cyclist was coming past, and we'd have to make sure, obviously, there's 4 wheelchairs, everyone has to get over. But the other thing is that you don't really think about when you're going on paths or if you're cycling anywhere, is they're all cambered so that they drain the water. That's great. That's fine as long as you've got 2 wheels in front of each other. But when you've got 4 wheels side by side, you really feel that. So, like going up halfway, it's all with your right hand, and then the next half, it's all with your left hand. So lefty and righty get quite tired by the time you get up there.
We're done over 7 hours now. It's not been as bad as I was expecting. What is it? It's like 30 kilometres we're nearly done, I think.
Nearly 30.
Nearly 30. Everyone's going strong. Emma's holding up. Offer her a subway and she speeds up quite dramatically. It's pretty impressive. Meet with Mariana. Yeah. See you at the finish line.
The only thing I will say is they're doing it for the Arthur Rank Hospice and IPF. I know for a matter of fact they're over the moon with what they're doing for them, and they think a lot of them. And you can see by the money coming in, it's coming in from IPF people and Arthur Rank, you know, who use the facilities. Like myself, I've got this disease called idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, which is life-limiting, as we know. And also I've got prostate cancer, which is life-limiting, and which I will obviously be using Arthur Rank for at the end. And, you know, I can't thank them enough for that. Just, you know, it's not just going to help me, it's going to help so many people. I mean, whatever they raise, it's making awareness, which is more than money in some cases. You know, it's going to help all these people. So I'm very proud of them for doing that.
So the nighttime was a bit of a mixed bag because obviously we were tired because we'd done at least 12 hours, if not more, before it got dark, which, yeah, that makes it difficult, but it's nicer with the lack of people, not having to really think about other road users, so you can just sort of swerve where you want to, avoid anything, and yeah, there's no one really about, which is good. And it's easier crossing roads because you can see the cars coming. We've only got 4 wheelchairs. It's not the easiest thing to all go across the road at the same time.
Another memorable bit was in Huntingdon. We tackled the longest, straightest uphill road I have yet encountered in the chair. I don't know how long it really is, but it felt like 100 miles. And going uphill is hard at the best of times. This was approaching midnight, so we'd been going for, 15 hours or something, so our arms are all shot.
That 3-mile straight road, that was a constant gentle incline that just never seemed to end. Every time I got to the horizon, whatever it's called, I was expecting to see McDonald's, and it just wasn't there. We just kept going. That was mentally and physically very draining. I don't think I would have carried on. That was the only point that I thought I was going to give up. It was not pleasant. And it was just, I don't even know what was so bad about it. It was just constant. Like, there was no let up. And it was, like I said, it was like 16 hours in. So I was already a little bit tired.
Where are we? We're at McDonald's. More importantly, we're at Huntingdon, so we're as far away as we're going to get. So we're about to turn around and start heading back towards home.
What's the time?
Time is...
That's
12:15. No, it's not. It's 11:15. Can't tell the time. I'm getting delirious.
Whoever idea this was, it was ridiculous. I'm cold, but I'm hot. My hands hurt, and I'm tired. But we only have 8 hours left, so that's okay. I may be the slowest, but we'll get the job done.
So the last leg of the 24-hour route was just off the guided busway from Histon into Cottenham. So a nice sort of straight route that we're all familiar with from living in the area. And we knew that we'd be meeting Emma at the top of Cottenham to finish as a team. That was a particularly challenging part of the day for me, because Adam and Simon had just seemed to have their energy back from Histon to Cottenham, and they were motoring, and I was just struggling to keep up. I was just going as fast as my little arms could take me. And then when we did meet up with Emma, we only had a few minutes left to get to the finish line in the 24-hour period. So she was really eager, and we were all rushing after her because she was all full of energy.
Right, this is good. Are they going to come over together, all of them?
Adam's got to wait for him. Don't bring it off away.
Paul understands how to drop in works. Emma doesn't.
Whoa!
Wait. Go look at there. Jesus, come on.
We're going as one.
Okay, go. Let go! Jesus Christ!
I would hold a navel. I didn't want to let go of anything in my hand.
7:04 exactly, guys.
Did it?
I need to rate this out of 5. How was it? 1.
Oh, there's pictures. Oh, what's the pictures? Oh.
Simon, if you shook it, should we do some more poppers?
Oh yeah, no.
Do you want to not stand in front of it? You can use this, Alice.
All sorts in my hands. Have you shook it?
Oh, it's not coming in here, is it?
I don't know.
Alright. Hang on.
I don't want to be in this way. That's very bad idea, Charles.
Simon? Twist the bottle? No. Hey!
Take it. You're not meant to drink it, you're meant to shake it.
He's had trouble all the time, eh? Open the bottle, coming through gate.
Hey, Emma's got to have some.
Unless they tell you differently, he's the only one that came out of his chair.
Go on, Emma. Nap time. Drink it, Emma. Mister, I don't want to get covered in it.
I got 1 blister.
I got a blister too.
I wore through both of my thumbs.
I wore through them better.
These were new this morning.
Emma's got nothing wrong with her.
Oh, Nubs here had to start a new
Emma,
set.
how was the last few hours?
Great.
Emma did the best out of all of us. She did the hardest thing, which was getting into a comfy, warm car and then getting out again and carrying on.
Yeah.
She did do that.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I'm absolutely amazed that they've done it. And Emma, I mean, I'm staggered. She was so strong in that. When I saw her pushing at the start of that push, she was faster than what the lads were. And I couldn't believe it. And she wasn't breathing heavy or anything like that. I don't think she fell out of a wheelchair like some people on the bus. Simon.
I'm really proud of you. Both of us are proud of you. And doing what you've done, you've helped a lot of people like yourself with IPF and not prostate cancer, but you know what I mean, Arthur Rank. Okay, and like I say, you're not suffering too much, but I'll be following it, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're not going to be doing that again though, alright? No, that took a long time and we're all a bit tired.
At least you got good training for Amsterdam.
Yeah, something like that.
But you miss your sleep when you're on that one.
Yeah, that's true. I'm asleep in the next 20 minutes.
Well, yeah, okay, Paul.
Alright. It is, yeah.
Well done, Paul, and all of you, okay?
Thank you.
Especially Emma, she's done well.
Especially Emma.
Yeah.
Been hearing that a lot.
Alright.
She's the youngest one.
Yeah.
She did do very well.
Yeah. Alright. Catch you later.
All the best, I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm very proud of them and what they've achieved. And they're still achieving all the time. And I couldn't wish for better grandkids, especially their spouses and what have you. I'm very lucky to have that. And myself and Bronwyn, we do appreciate it very much.